Most sellers ramble. The result, confused prospects and lost deals. Use a four-step strategy or a four-step script: pain, solution, value, and close, and see an increase in the rate of your closes or your conversions. I will share the exact lines that you can use in this particular video. Welcome to day 18 of the 30-day SME Growth Master Challenge. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new to the challenge, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss all the tips that we are bringing your way. And also, don't forget to download the 30-day SME Growth Action Plan, which is a tool that you're going to use to map up your own growth framework. Okay, so here is what is happening. You are not closing because you do not have a script. And because you do not have a script, then it means that every time you're presenting a pitch, you will always change the way you present your offer. Now, all this brings about inconsistencies. It is these inconsistencies in your pitch that end up confusing your clients. So you need to have a pitch, a framework that you follow every time you present an offer to your clients. So in this video, what we are basically going to do is we are going to build a script that conveys, no fluff, just a simple, easy to follow script that you can use either to train your sales staff, you can use it yourself. And this structure is usable either on your sales calls, WhatsApp, or even selling direct in person. The first thing that you need is the pain. Then first and foremost, state what the pain is. In this, you're going to be emotional and as direct as possible. Be simple and straightforward. Address what the pain is. For instance, you could say that most small shops lose 10% sales because customers cannot find products easily. Now, this is a frustration that needs addressing. Okay, so now that you've identified the pain, go to the solution. In the solution, state exactly how you solve this. We help small businesses lay out their shops so that customers find the products easy, and this increases the checkout speed. Now, once you have done that, then you quickly go to the value. In the value, you present numbers. Here, you're going to present outcomes. Show exactly the benefit that they will get if they come into business with you or if they take up your offer. Then you can say that most businesses experience 8 to 12% increase in their revenue within 60 days. Now, this is an offer that everyone else can buy into. And then lastly, you go to the close. In the closing, then always make sure that you bring them closer to making that particular decision. You could say, can we have a 30-minute call this week so that we can discuss next step? Or can we send you a pricing and a one-page plan? Now, in this, what you're trying to do is you are trying to put them in that position where they make a decision. This also helps you to figure out whether this is the client that you are pursuing or not. Some of the objections that you are going to get here can either tell you whether or not you should continue engaging with this customer or this prospect is going to waste your time. Now, one of the most common objections is an objection on price. This is how you deal with that. Let's say, for instance, the client says it is too expensive. Then what you need to do is, in your response, do not contradict them. Say that you understand, or you can say, I understand, but then you go ahead and deal with that particular objection. When you're dealing with that objection, you could say, most businesses that we deal with have shown an increase in revenue within the first few weeks that is sufficient to cover their cost. Would you like us to show you a return on investment on this call, an example that one of our clients went through? Now, this will help them make that decision to find out whether or not to take the offer. And then immediately after dealing with that particular objection, you go back to the call to action. You go back, wrap it up, and transition to the close, because at all times, your objective in that call, your objective in the communication with them is to make sure that you bring them gently to the close. You want them to make a decision so that you get to the next step, which is at all times to convert them from just a prospect or from just a lead to your client. Now, let's look at exactly how you could apply this same script, and this time you're using it on WhatsApp. Okay, let's say the client that you're dealing with, his name is John. So first I said start with a pain. You could say, "Hi John, mainly retailers I work with tell me customers leave empty-handed because products are difficult to find." Then quickly you transition to the solution. In the solution, you could say, "I help shops to relay out shelves and train staff to reduce lost sales." And then after that, go to the value. In the value, you're going to say, clients typically see 8 to 12% increase in revenue within 2 months. And then you immediately transition to the close. "Would you like us to have a 30-minute call with you this week?" So in that, you want them to book the call. All that you did from the pain, identifying the pain, you're identifying with them, and then 2, the solution, the value, all of that must lead finally to the close. Because without the close, then you are just chatting or you're just having some nice time with them on the call. The call's purpose or the engagement's purpose is not to create friends with your customers. Yes, you can be good to them and create relationship, but the most important thing is to close. So at all times, make sure that you've got a script, and a script that is practiced will always work efficiently. Either in your teams, make sure that the teams have their scripts either on their screens or somewhere, a script that they can follow, so that at all times there is a standard way of doing things, from the pain to the solution to the value, and then lastly to the close. And then after that close, if there are any objections, there has to be a way you deal with each objections. Now, in every sector, there are going to be specific objections that are usually common. So make sure that you've got different alternatives on how to deal with these objections. You can practice this either in your training sessions there in your teams, or make sure that you've got scripts that you have ready in place so that you can always revert to in the case of those objections. And remember, it is very, very significant that you do not say no to them. Always agree with them when they object to something, but after that, then present what the solution is, or present an alternative to dealing with that objection. Now, in this, what I want you to do in this particular exercise is to start working on your script. It depends on whatever product, service, or even if it's a platform. Make sure that you've got a script that has these 4 parts laid out, simple and straightforward. And comment if you need help with your script. Otherwise, make sure that you download the 30-day SME Growth Action Plan. It will help you deal with all the intricacies as far as creating your own growth framework. Thank you so much for watching day 18. We'll see you on day 19. This is Phiri Consulting. Bye.